Food stamps again? My sister laughed. Dad choked on his wine as the butler brought in tomorrow's Forbes magazine meet Tech's most secretive billionaire CEO. The annual Thompson Family Dinner always felt like a performance review, but tonight was different. The mahogany dining table stretched beneath crystal chandeliers in my parents' mansion, every place setting arranged with military precision. Sterling silver gleamed next to Wedgewood China, while fresh orchids perfumed the air. I adjusted my simple black blazer, deliberately chosen to look modest. Beneath it, my custom-made watch from Geneva rested against my wrist, hidden under the sleeve. 6 months of playing the struggling daughter was about to end. "Emily's here," my sister Victoria announced, her voice carrying that perfect mix of pity and disdain as I entered. She stood by the fireplace in her designer dress, wineglass in hand. "Still taking the bus, I see? Public transportation is quite reliable," I replied calmly, taking my usual seat at the far end of the table. The butler, Matthews, began serving the first course, a delicate mushroom bisque that probably cost more than what my family thought I made in a week. "Darling," Mom began adjusting her pearl necklace, "we're worried about you. 32 and still struggling." He paused, searching for a diplomatic word. "Your sister's husband just made junior partner at his firm." "How's that little computer project of yours going?" Dad asked, not looking up from his soup. "The app thing. It's actually a software company," I corrected quietly, checking my phone as another notification buzzed. The Forbes photographer had just sent the final cover approval. "Perfect timing." Victoria laughed, the sound sharp as breaking glass. "Software company? Is that what we're calling it now? Last I heard you were working out of a garage." "That was last year," I said, taking a small sip of wine. The 82 Bordeaux, Dad's favorite, tasted like victory. "Emily," Mom sighed, "we just want you to be realistic. There's no shame in accepting help. Your father knows people at several good firms. Real companies with offices and benefits." My phone buzzed again. The stock had jumped another 3% in after-hours trading. Market cap now $4.7 billion. "Speaking of benefits," Victoria smirked, "are you still using those food stamps we helped you apply for last Christmas?" Dad nearly choked on his wine. "Victoria, we don't discuss that at dinner." "Why not?" "Emily's not embarrassed. Are you, sis? It's just temporary, right? Until your software company takes off." Victoria's air quotes could have sliced through steel. I checked my watch, the very expensive watch hidden under my sleeve. 10 minutes until the digital edition dropped. "Actually," I began, but Mom cut me off. "We've arranged an interview for you," she announced. "Barbara from the country club, her son's investment firm, is hiring administrative assistants. Entry level, but it's a foot in the door." "That's thoughtful," I replied, "but I'm quite busy with my current work." "Busy?" Victoria scoffed. "Doing what?" "Playing with computers in that tiny apartment." "You know," Dad added, swirling his wine, "the Henderson's daughter just got promoted to regional manager at her bank. 30 years old, company car, corner office." My phone lit up again. The Forbes article had just gone live. Matthews appeared at Dad's elbow, carrying tomorrow's advance copy of Forbes magazine. "Sir, your early edition has arrived." "Not now, Matthews." Dad waved him off. "Sir," Matthews insisted, his usually stoic face twitching slightly, "I believe you'll want to see this immediately." Dad sighed dramatically and took the magazine. The crystal wine glass slipped from his fingers, shattering against the table as his eyes locked onto the cover. There I was in my real office, the top floor of the city's newest tech hub. The headline read, "Meet Tech's Most Secretive Billionaire Show. Emily Thompson's Quantum Industries Revolutionizes AI Market." "Is something wrong?" Victoria asked, craning her neck to see. "Dad, you look pale." Mom reached for the magazine. Her perfectly manicured hands trembled as she read aloud. "Emily Thompson, 32. Built her AI software empire in secret while her wealthy family thought she was struggling. Today, Quantum Industries announces its $4.7 billion market valuation." My phone rang, my actual phone, not the basic model they'd seen me using. I pulled out the sleek device, checking the display. "Excuse me," I said, standing smoothly. "I have a board meeting in 10 minutes. We're announcing the Asian market expansion." I pulled back my sleeve, revealing the watch that made Dad's prized timepiece look like a child's toy. "Oh, and Victoria, about those food stamps. I donated $10 million to the state's food security program last month. They're naming a distribution center after our family." The silence that followed was worth every second of the past 6 months' deception. As I walked toward the door, Matthews appeared with my coat. "Your helicopter is ready on the back lawn, Miss Thompson," he said clearly, just loud enough for everyone to hear. "And congratulations on the Forbes cover. The advance copy arrived just in time as you requested." I turned back one last time. Mom sat frozen, the magazine shaking in her hands. Dad stared at his spilled wine, face ashen. Victoria's perfect posture had crumpled. "I'll have my office send over the complete portfolio," I said calmly. "We should discuss the family's investment opportunities." After all, we were family. The distant sound of helicopter blades cut through the silence as I walked out, leaving them to digest their new reality. The silence shattered as Victoria lunged for her phone, frantically pulling up the Forbes website. "This can't be real," she stammered. "Emily? Our Emily. Real-time stock value, $4.7 billion, Dad muttered, his banking app open. "Quantum Industries, Chi, the tech company that's been all over the financial news. That's yours." The helicopter's rhythmic thumping grew louder, its landing lights sweeping across the dining room windows. Mom's hands trembled as she read further. "Quantum Industries, led by CEO Emily Thompson, has revolutionized artificial intelligence processing, their breakthrough quantum computing architecture." "Impossible," Victoria interrupted. "She worked in a garage. I saw it." Matthews cleared his throat. "If I may, Ms. Victoria, that garage was a secure development facility. The entire building belonged to Ms. Emily." "Matthews?" Mom's voice cracked. "You knew. I've been on Miss Emily's private staff for 3 years, madam. The position here was part of her market intelligence gathering." Dad's phone started ringing. His broker, no doubt. The stock was climbing another 2% in after-hours trading. He stared at the screen, paralyzed. "Look at this," Victoria whispered, her social media feed flooding with the story. "Tech's hidden heiress. How Emily Thompson built an empire while her family thought she was failing." "It's trending worldwide." The TV in the corner, usually playing silent financial news, suddenly increased in volume. Matthews held the remote, his face professionally neutral. "Breaking news," the anchor announced. "Quantum Industries CEO Emily Thompson revealed as the mysterious buyer behind last month's $300 million acquisition of rival firm Tech Corp. Sources say the purchase was completed during a family dinner where her parents were suggesting she apply for entry-level positions." "That dinner," Mom gasped, "when we tried to set her up with the insurance job. While you were writing her resume," the anchor continued, "Ms. Thompson was finalizing a deal that industry analysts call revolutionary." Joining us now is Peter Marshall, Chief Market Strategist. "Turn it off," Dad snapped. But Matthews had disappeared with the remote. Victoria's phone pinged repeatedly. Her LinkedIn, it was all there. PO founder, majority shareholder. How did we not see it? How did none of our friends know? "Because," came a new voice from the doorway. Ms. Thompson implemented strict privacy protocols. A sharp-suited woman entered, tablet in hand. "Sarah Chin, Chief of Operations for Quantum Industries. Ms. Thompson asked me to provide you with some documentation." "Documentation," Mom whispered. Sarah placed a sleek folder on the table. "Your daughter's complete portfolio, current market holdings, subsidiary companies, real estate assets, and philanthropic commitments. Also included is information about the Thompson Family Trust she's established." "Family Trust?" Victoria grabbed the folder. "Yes, despite everything, Ms. Thompson believes in family legacy. The trust is valued at approximately $100 million. However," Sarah paused, her professional smile unwavering, "access comes with conditions." Dad finally found his voice. "Conditions? From our daughter. Your youngest daughter. The one you suggested should apply for administrative assistant positions. The one whose computer project just revolutionized quantum computing. The one who, at this moment, is conducting an emergency board meeting in her helicopter to manage the Asian market expansion." As if on cue, the helicopter's engines grew louder, then faded as it lifted off. Victoria pulled out her phone again, scrolling frantically. "The stock's up 5% since the announcement. Wait. These subsidiaries. The new tech center downtown. The research campus. The innovation hub. All Emily's. All Miss Thompson's," Sarah corrected. "Along with 16 other major properties in the business district, including, I believe, the building where your husband's law firm rents office space." Victoria sank into her chair. "There's more," Sarah continued, producing another tablet. "Tomorrow's Wall Street Journal. Would you like a preview?" The tablet displayed the headline, "Quantum Industries launches revolutionary AI platform. Global markets brace for tech earthquake." The garage startup, Sarah explained, was phase 1 of a 5-year plan. Today's revelation is phase 2. Phase 3 begins tomorrow at market open. Dad reached for the Forbes magazine again, hands shaking as he reread the cover story. "She built all this. While we thought. While you suggested food stamps and entry-level positions," Sarah's smile remained perfectly professional. "Ms. Thompson found it provided excellent market cover. Your assumptions about her capabilities were quite useful for maintaining privacy during our major acquisitions." Mom was still staring at the family trust documents. "These conditions are non-negotiable," Sarah finished. "Ms. Thompson believes in earned success. The trust requires family members to demonstrate personal achievement, ethical business practices, and a commitment to innovation. She's offering opportunity, not handouts. Victoria's face flushed. But we're family. She can't just. Ms. Thompson has a saying, Sarah interrupted smoothly. Family obligations go both ways. Perhaps you've heard it. She mentioned it was inspired by certain holiday conversations. The room fell silent again, broken only by the continuous pinging of phones as more news alerts arrived. The story was exploding across global markets. Now, Sarah checked her watch, a model identical to Emily's. Dad noticed with a start. Ms. Thompson's board meeting will conclude in approximately 40 minutes. She's asked me to convey that she's open to discussing a new family dynamic over dinner next week. At her office, 63rd floor of the Thompson Tower. She paused. The building you suggested she shouldn't waste time applying to work in last Christmas. As Sarah turned to leave, she placed one final document on the table. Oh, and Victoria, about that administrative assistant position you recommended? We are hiring. Though I should warn you our entry-level salaries begin at 6 figures. Feel free to apply. Ms. Thompson believes in equal opportunity. The clicking of Sarah's heels faded down the hallway, leaving the Thompson family to contemplate their shattered assumptions in silence. 1 week later, the Thompson family stood in the private elevator of Thompson Tower, watching floor numbers climb toward the executive level. Victoria nervously adjusted her dress purchased specifically for this dinner. Mom clutched her designer handbag while Dad kept straightening his tie. The elevator opened directly into a stunning reception area. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered a panoramic view of the city they now knew their daughter largely owned. Modern art pieces worth millions adorned the walls, each selected personally by Emily. Miss Thompson will be with you shortly, the receptionist announced. She's concluding a call with the Tokyo Exchange. Victoria wandered to the windows, staring at the cityscape below. Our little Emily owns half those buildings we can see. Actually, Emily's voice came from behind them. It's closer to 60% now. The Morrison Group accepted our offer this morning. They turned to find Emily standing in her office doorway, wearing a tailored suit that probably cost more than Dad's car. The quiet authority in her bearing made them all straighten unconsciously. Please come in, she gestured to her private conference room. Dinner will be served shortly. The conference room took their breath away. A table of polished rare wood gleamed beneath artisan lighting. Place settings of fine china and crystal made their family dining room look modest by comparison. I thought we should discuss the new family dynamic, Emily said, taking her seat at the head of the table, Dad's traditional position. Things have changed. Honey, Mom began. We had no idea. Exactly, Emily cut in smoothly. You had no idea because you never asked, never listened. Too busy planning my life to notice I was building my own. Dad cleared his throat. About the family trust. Yes, Emily pressed a button and financial charts appeared on the wall screens. Let's discuss that. The trust is set up to reward initiative, innovation, and ethical business practices. Each family member can access funds by demonstrating these qualities. But we're your family, Victoria protested weakly. Yes, you are. Which is why I'm offering opportunity rather than cutting ties. Emily's voice remained professionally pleasant. Mom, your charity work shows promise. The trust will match your fundraising dollar for dollar. Once you present a proper business plan. Mom sat straighter, eyes widening. Dad, your legal expertise could be valuable to our Asian expansion. The trust will fund a new international division at your firm if you earn the contract through proper channels. Dad nodded slowly, mind already racing with possibilities. And Victoria, Emily turned to her sister. Your marketing degree could be useful. Entry-level position as you suggested for me, but with real advancement potential. Based on merit, of course. Victoria swallowed hard. I'd like that. Excellent. Emily smiled as servers entered with the first course. Now let's discuss the conditions. Over the next hour, Emily outlined her terms. The family would receive no special treatment beyond initial opportunities. All achievements must be earned. No trading on her name or position. No leveraging family connections for deals. But you're worth billions, Victoria said. Surely. I built this company while you were all dismissing me as a failure, Emily replied calmly. Every contract earned, every deal negotiated, every innovation created without family help. In fact, your dismissal provided excellent cover for our quieter acquisitions. Dad winced. We were wrong, Emily. We see that now. Yes, you were. And now you have the chance to prove you've learned from that mistake. Emily checked her watch, the one that had first caught their attention at that fateful dinner. I have another board meeting in 20 minutes. Sarah will provide the trust paperwork. Review it carefully. She stood and they all rose automatically. A new power dynamic now firmly established. One last thing, Emily added. The garage you mocked? It's now a tech incubator for promising startups. Young innovators with families who don't believe in them. Consider it my way of paying it forward. As they walked toward the elevator, Emily's phone buzzed. Excuse me, I need to take this. Tokyo Market's opening. She turned away, already speaking rapidly in fluid Japanese. Sarah appeared with documents. The trust paperwork. Miss Thompson has also included information about upcoming project opportunities. Everything must be earned through proper channels, but the opportunities are real. Mom clutched the folders. We really never knew. No, Sarah agreed. He didn't look. But Miss Thompson is offering a chance to look now. I suggest you take it. The elevator doors opened. As they stepped in, they caught a final glimpse of Emily. Their Emily conducting global business with effortless authority. The same daughter they'd tried to send to administrative assistant interviews was now conducting million-dollar deals in multiple languages. One more thing, Sarah called as the doors began to close. Ms. Thompson asked me to remind you family dinner next month will be at her penthouse. Do try to arrive on time. She's hosting the governor and several tech industry leaders. It would be unfortunate to be late. The elevator descended, carrying a very different Thompson family than the one that had arrived. Their assumptions about success, family, and especially Emily had been permanently shattered. In her office, Emily watched the elevator's descent on a security monitor. She allowed herself a small smile before turning back to her empire.